and welcome to the Brilliantly Bevved podcast, where we get really drunk and talk about music.
Woo!
In today's podcast, I have the wonderful James Negus with me.
Hello.
So, just tell me a bit about yourself, dear.
Well, I am a singer-songwriter, performing singer-songwriter. God, we are a little bit merry already. I've been playing guitar since I was about 13, ever since watching Ricky Gervais on The Office bring out his guitar. Ever since then, I want to play guitar, and now I do it at university. I've been in music. This is my 6th year of music education, from Glasgow to BIM, and and I still love it. I still have a beautiful passion for music.
That's really sweet. If you don't know who I am, my name is Robin. I'm a student at the University of Gloucestershire, and that's basically what this whole podcast is all about. It's because I've got to do a uni assignment, but it's I thought we might as well have a good time at the same time
And drink.
So for today's podcast, we have a beautiful breakfast option. Because we haven't woken up that long ago. We have a beautiful breakfast option, which is vodka and orange juice.
Going down quite swimmingly, I must say.
We've already had 2 tequila rose shots. We should have probably had more.
Might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, we might get some in a little bit. Who knows?
We'll see. Probably. Intermission.
Okay. So in today's podcast, we're going to be talking about popular music and like how it's changed over the years. So from the era of rock and roll, so 1950's to present day, really. But that's sort of what we're going to be delving into throughout the other episodes of the podcast as well.
Yeah, it's going to be quite fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Should be.
So I sort of roped him in to do more than one episode, so you will see him again very, very soon.
Might be here all the time. We'll see.
We will see. Cheers.
Yes, might as well. There we go. And for anyone who's listening, it is 3 p.m. 2 minutes to 3 p.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah. We're really looking at our life choices right now, aren't we?
A little bit.
Popular music, James.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I don't know about the actual definition, but it's any music that is in the popular domain and is outreach to the general public, that they usually listen to because it's popular in modern day society.
Well, yeah, because obviously in like the 1800s, stuff like opera and classical music was the popular music. Whereas now it's more...
God, it's everything.
Yeah, it's stuff like grime and like...
Trap
music.
Country trap.
Country
Trap.
music.
You know,
and,
talk about Lil Nas X. You know, he bridged together country and trap and got penalised for it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of country artists saying, no, you're not country enough. But he's breaking stereotypes and doing really well with it, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I think that was like this. That was sort of like the start of when people started to hear about him, and now he's using like all different sorts of instruments, really, because he used like a saxophone in his last song and stuff. In his new album, it started off with like, on his TikTok, he basically marketed it as he was pregnant with the album. So that was kind of interesting. Basically just to see him sort of create a baby with an album, and the whole point of it was because the whole start of the song was about the whole part, because it was Montero, where however you pronounce it.
I'm not sure.
Who knows? Sorry, Lil Nas X, if you're listening, I very much doubt you are. But if you
we do love you, though.
Hello.
You're doing great. You're doing great things right now.
But yeah.
Anyway.
I think the whole, but obviously there was a lot of stuff with that, with like the Antichrist, wasn't there?
Oh yeah.
Because he sold, what was it? He sold a pair of like Nikes or something with blood in them.
Oh right.
Like a little vial of blood in the little, you know, where in like trainers where they have the like air pockets.
Oh yeah.
It was like blood in there.
Christ.
Sweet.
Literally.
Yeah.
I know. Ha ha. Wow. Terrible jokes.
Getting that fast, jeez.
Yeah, well,
got barely any of it left, and we've got like pint glasses of it as well.
There's a lot of orange. I like orange juice. It's the problem. I think there's a bit more vodka in yours. Yours was a little bit more stronger, but mine just tastes, well,
I
slightly
put a
gone
bit
off
more
orange
when
juice.
you went off in the other room. I put a little bit more vodka in yours.
Exactly. Oh, did you? Oh, well.
Only like a tiny dribble.
That's
fine.
all right.
But Ian, so the most like defining eras of popular music in present day,
And had most influence on it, for sure.
were like the 1940s and 1950s and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Good old rock and roll.
Yeah, exactly.
That stemmed from blues.
Yeah, and obviously blues stemmed from hardships and stuff, didn't it?
The Atlantic slave trade.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
was the whole call and response sort of element to it, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm. And
Using my GCSE music there.
Yeah.
There we go.
and Robert Johnson, who was extremely famous and still said a lot by a lot of people today that he is still the number one blues player of all time.
Yeah.
Obviously he's part of the 27 Club, the infamous
27
age
Club.
where musicians die, which is some of it is stemmed, especially Robert Johnson has been stemmed around that he made a deal with the devil, that he sold his soul when he was 17 for, well, talent, I suppose, and blues
Yeah,
playing.
because wasn't it? He woke up one day and he was just like, everybody knew who he was or something.
No, he just came out. There was a year and a half break when no one heard of him. No one heard anything from him randomly, and then he came out.
And then he came out with like this amazing
blues,
thing.
blues guitarist kind of playing. That some of them people still can't play to this day because they were so intricate.
God.
And then obviously he wrote songs about the Crossroad Blues where he talks about making a deal. And then I think it's one song's called Hellhound on My Trail, where he's talking about he's got hellhounds after him now to drag him down.
Yeah.
And he did his first recording of his album. I actually got that on my iPod. I have an iPod Classic. I got it for Christmas.
Yeah, I
cause
call him a nerd for it. What is it? It's 2022 and you have an iPod Classic.
I do.
You'll be walking around with a cassette next.
Yeah, I will one day.
Please don't.
The sound of cassettes is quite nice, actually.
Yeah, well, they're coming back.
They really are.
Cassettes are coming back.
Well, the thing is about it's kind of like vinyl and how vinyl suddenly came back in 2015, 2016.
Yeah, it was like
they
the
got
era
40.
of the Tumblr girl, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they came back with it was like a 40% increase in vinyl sales year round. Now you go into HMV, especially the one in Bristol. We could maybe look there at some point.
Yeah.
You go upstairs to the music section, and about 3/4 of it is just vinyl, and then about 1/4 of it is CDs.
Yeah, I mean, like, I suppose in like cities like Bristol, a lot of, I think it's because it's such like a big city with like such varying different types of people. Then you're gonna get stuff like that. You're gonna get more vinyl sales, really.
Exactly.
Because it's sort of like the aesthetic of.
It's become such an aesthetic.
Vinyls have become such an aesthetic. It's unbelievable.
Well, I wrote about this in one essay back in my first 2 years of I did music technology at RFDC. When it's not RFDC anymore, unfortunately, Royal Forest Dean College. But they
that went, didn't it?
Yeah, but it's still college, but it's just part of Gloucestershire College now.
Oh, that's
it always was, but now they've actually it's Glasgow, but the Forest campus, that's what they call it.
It's
a bit boring.
It's gone.
Oh yeah, it completely went.
Yeah, they'd like bulldozed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. That's really
but
sad.
they've built another one. They've built one in
Oh yeah, they moved campuses, didn't they?
Yeah, they built a new one, and then they.
Yeah, they don't do music there anymore.
Do they not? Oh yeah, they do music at the Gloucester one.
I was our class in 2016 or 2017 was the last class in RFDC to do music.
Oh my god!
We actually helped.
You're part of history.
Yeah, a little bit. We helped pack all the mixers, like all the not the computers, the mixers, the keyboards and everything to take them to Glasgow. They asked us on a specific date if you're free to help move everything from the Forest campus to the Gloucester campus. But back to what I was.
Yeah, back to actual popular
tangents.
music. Well, if we're speaking about like blues and rock and roll and stuff, we've got to speak about Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
We do.
Rosetta
Sister
Tharpe.
Rosetta Tharpe.
There we go.
One of the most incredible human beings in music culture. She basically created modern for the times, rock and roll.
Yeah?
She was the first rock and roll artist who was allegedly LGBTQ as well.
No way.
Yep, she apparently had a thing for all kinds of people.
Oh.
She was incredible. There's always that very famous video of her in the train station, the closed down train station where it was pouring down with rain, and I forgot the song she was singing. But yeah, her guitar playing was incredible. She was the first proper rock artist.
Yeah.
But obviously the two everyone thinks of is either Buddy Holly or Elvis Presley. But obviously more so it's Elvis Presley.
We're going to get onto Elvis Presley in a
We're
few minutes.
going to not say some nice things about Elvis for any Elvis fans.
You're not.
I'm not, no.
You don't like Elvis very much, do you?
No.
My cousin is like obsessed with Elvis.
I like some of his songs. Like it's interesting.
Let's talk about Elvis.
Yeah, let's just dive straight in.
And then we're going to go back to Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Yeah. Because most of his songs, I don't think he actually wrote any of his songs.
Yeah?
I think they were all written for him. Because Hound Dog, one of his...
Oh, nothing but a hound dog. Yeah.
That was a cover by an artist. It's sad that I don't know the artist. I've got a lot of things to say about it. But Hound Dog, and there's a couple of other songs where he came out with, weren't even his. What we learned about is... They didn't phrase it like this, but someone in the class did, and our lecturer said, well, you're not far off, where he basically just stole black culture, turned it into his own, and sold it himself, which, these days a lot of that comes up, where people do steal a lot of music from black culture and put a little whitewash on it. But, Elvis would not have survived in today's times.
Oh, definitely not.
I mean, the fact he married someone who was 14.
What?
But, yeah. We do have a computer to look up these facts. I mean, you can look it up if you want.
Right. I'm fact checking this.
Oh,
I don't know your password.
No, I've got to put it in. I'm not going to say it.
Elvis. Shagged 14.
I don't.
Okay, so there's apparently Elvis was in Austin Powers too.
Of 3 14-year-old girls who would pillow fight, tickle, wrestle, and kiss Elvis.
Stop that now.
Yep.
So, according to Vice, how do I...
I have no idea. What's that?
Refresh. According to Vice, Elvis was the king of treating people like shit in the bedroom.
It does not actually.
Well, some people are into that though.
Elvis was the king
of treating women like shit and luring 14-year-olds into bed. No, thank you. No, thank you very much.
He
Yeah, apparently he moved to Memphis. Yeah, he lived in Memphis. And if he wasn't a musician, he would have been a truck driver.
Could commit to him.
But it did everything short of penetrative sex with her in the first night. Who's Priscilla?
Wasn't that his wife?
14-year-old.
Yeah, she was 14 when he married her.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He wouldn't have survived. In today's culture...
No, he would have been screwed within the first 5 minutes of getting in.
The fact he stole black culture and capitalised off of it, made loads of money off of someone else's culture, people who've been oppressed, and then goes on to... shagging, let's just say.
Shagging a 14-year-old. I literally typed in Elvis shagged 14. I tell you what,
and
you're going to be on some watch list or something, James.
No, I know. It's not great, is it? Thanks for using my laptop for this. But preyed on a group of 3 14-year-old girls who would pillow fight, tickle, and wrestle and kiss Elvis.
God, that's awful.
So,
okay, so we're on another thing of vodka now.
Not too much.
You haven't got much left, have you, supposed to it?
Well, we still have some.
We still have
Palmer Violet gin.
And
Tequila Rose.
Tequila Rose.
Yes.
God, I forgot what I brought now. God.
Yeah. We're getting there, and it's only 3:10.
Stop it. I don't even want to think about the time.
Yeah, I'll
because
stop saying
I'll
the
feel like
time.
an alcoholic.
Well, aren't we just? So,
But yeah, so
Elvis is not...
Elvis.
He would have been straight to prison if he was in modern day's
Oh
time.
yeah, if he was in modern day, think about it. If he was in modern day, I don't think he'd make it 5 minutes because of the fact that he'd married a 14. That wouldn't be legal nowadays. I mean,
To be fair,
there are child
if he was...
brides, so I mean, like, those happen.
Yeah, there's different countries where...
No, it happens in this country, I swear.
I'm not sure, personally.
Because obviously you can get married under 16 with your parents' consent.
No, so you can get married at 16 with your parents'
That's
consent.
it. God.
But still,
Anyway,
Elvis would not have survived, but he would have probably acted differently if he was in today's time.
I mean, yeah, he would have definitely done it all below, like, the scenes
Yeah.
and stuff, so nobody really would have seen what he was doing. I mean, it would have come out when he died.
No. Yeah, probably would have.
That's normally what happens.
Well. Wait, this is about music. This isn't about that. We don't need to go down that
No.
route. I was about to mention Jimmy Savile,
Yeah,
but
let's
you
not
know
mention
what?
Jimmy.
Let's not even
Wait, no,
mention him.
he did music, didn't he?
I don't want to know if he did.
No, he was like a DJ, I swear.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was a DJ.
Yeah, DJ Savile. Wow. Anyway.
But he's a horrible human.
So,
Anyway,
we're going to talk about some of the like key people in music from the 1940s and 50s because obviously as we're talking about the 1940s and 50s in this episode, we're going to talk about some of the key people who everybody thinks about when they hear music in the 1940s and 50s. We're going to start with Frank Sinatra.
Ooh,
I really like it.
He love his voice.
I was cooking for heaters we were cooking for heaters last night. Sorry, I was cooking them. Anyway, not the point. We were cooking for heaters last night, and I was listening to That's Life because I was listening to the Joker soundtrack, and it's obviously it's at the end, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
First of
Great
all,
movie.
amazing soundtrack,
Great movie.
great film.
Mm-hmm.
Should we watch it later?
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway. So, Frank Sinatra, he's like crooner. Sort of. He's very much lounge. Is it lounge sort of singing? Or is it like... I feel like it is relatively lounge. So yeah, he was an American singer and actor who is generally viewed as one of the greatest musical artists of the 20th century. Oh, he's one of the best-selling music artists of all time, having sold an estimated 150 million records worldwide. That's according to Wikipedia.
The Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, yes.
Thank you, Chevy Chase from Community.
Chevy Chase. Yeah, so Frank Sinatra.
Well, it says on Google, pop
Goggle.
and seasonal. Don't know what seasonal is.
What is seasonal?
Oh, jazz, swing, vocal jazz. Yeah, he was a jazzy man.
That's what I was thinking. It was swing.
He was more of a jazz. Yeah, swing. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cool. And obviously, was it his son, Frank Sinatra Jr.? He was pretty...
He had a son?
I think so.
I mean, I don't...
I know of Frank Sinatra Jr. Yeah, Frank Sinatra Jr.
Yeah.
He was professionally known, was an American singer, songwriter, actor, and conductor.
Oh.
Yeah. He died 2016.
What, his son?
Yeah, like a lot of artists died in 2016.
Loads of people died that year, didn't they? I swear, George Michael died Christmas Day.
David Bowie died on the 10th of January 2016, liver cancer. I mean, understandable, I suppose. Who else have we got here? These are artists who there's a lot I don't know, unfortunately.
I reckon they're like big people that you don't know as well, because we're going to get onto this in a second, but James doesn't know who Doris Day is.
I do not.
That makes me very angry.
George Martin.
Who?
It says the Beatles.
James, we're
But
talking about
George
Doris Day
Martin.
now.
So I was having a quick... Because wasn't there someone else who died in 2016? Obviously Prince, Billy Paul, Harrison Calloway, John Berry from Beastie Boys.
Who?
Died that year. Beastie Boys. Do you know who Beastie Boys? You've got to know who Beastie Boys are. Staple in like against the man kind of culture and music. Beastie Boys.
The name rings a bell, but I don't think I've heard any of their things.
Do you
need to educate me?
I will. For anyone who's listening who's enraged that this lovely person does not know who the Beastie Boys are, I will educate her later.
The same way as I'm going to educate you about the fact that you don't know who Doris Day is.
Well, no, once your mum reminded me who Doris Day is, I was like, oh, okay, no, I do actually know who she is, but like, not really, but I know the name.
So, if anybody who doesn't know who Doris Day is like a powerhouse of the 50s. She is known as like the one-take queen for the sole fact of like she did films like Calamity Jane, Pajama Game, and there were a few other. I don't know whether she was in Annie Get Gun. Look it up.
Doris Day. Oh.
But she was like the pinnacle of my childhood, basically. Because my mum was like obsessed with her. We had the box set, everything.
IMDb. What were you looking for?
Doris Day.
Yeah. What thing do you want to know?
Whether she was in Annie Get Your Gun. That's her Facebook. No, it's not. It's IMDb. Never mind.
Her Facebook. I don't think she has a Facebook.
No, she's dead, James.
So many jokes to make then.
Don't, James.
No, I wasn't gonna. No, I was gonna joke about how it's horrible to just. Oh, she's dead. But anyway, no, Doris Day, incredible.
Oh yeah.
Singer of her time and actress.
Yeah, she was.
And she was an animal welfare activist.
I don't know whether it was an upbringing, but she had like a really horrible like life with like her partners and stuff. Someone like left her in the street and everything. It was really horrible. But she created a massive like I mean, she was like the epitome of my childhood for the sole fact of my mum and my grandma were like obsessed with her because like she was Calamity Jane is literally one of my favourite films.
Oh, well, we should watch that sometime.
We should.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just I don't know what it is about it, but like I did this thing at college and we did A Woman's Touch from Calamity Jane. And it was, excuse me, am I boring you?
No, I was just checking.
He's checking his phone, everyone.
But yes, anyway.
So
What else we got to talk about?
Billie Holiday. There's actually a really good thing on Now TV, and it's called The People versus Billie Holiday or something. And she was a heroin addict, I think. She was like, I think she was like a soul artist, or she was definitely like a lounge artist.
Holiday wrestled with her addictions until the very end. Yeah, heroin.
Yeah, and there was like a case.
In the 1940s. She was arrested on drug charges in 1947 and ended up spending months in jail for possession. Oh, we could go down a long route of addiction and criminalising it. But this is music.
I think that's actually an episode for another podcast.
Yeah, maybe about addiction in music.
I think next week.
Next week
we're going to do an episode on addiction in music.
I like that. You've got
so
much to
talk about, dear.
So much. I can think of about 5 names right now I'd love to talk about. Like Elton John, more. Ed Sheeran, technically.
Really? Oh, yeah, because
he was a party boy, wasn't he? No, he was just a party boy.
Was he?
Yeah.
Sorry, did you see him when he was 8? No.
Yeah, you look. No, I know. There's a picture of him.
When there's a picture, because obviously at Castle on the Hill, one of his songs, he's literally there. Like when I was 15, I was like smoking.
And he looks like.
Fucking Harry Potter. He looks like a ginger Harry Potter.
Brilliant.
Well,
anyway,
for people who don't know, James used to very much love Harry Potter.
I mean, I do love Harry Potter. But
Ed Sheeran, back in the day.
I used to be between the ages of about 15, end of 14, let's say 15 to about 17. For about 2 solid years, I was probably the biggest Ed Sheeran fanboy you'd ever meet.
I'm pretty sure you had the guitar.
I had the exact same guitar as him. I had the same loop pedal that he had.
I'm pretty sure that you put
this
notches.
Microphone I think we're using right now is the microphone he used to loop on one of his recording videos. I had my hair like him. And
you were going to dye your hair ginger, weren't you?
I dressed like him, yeah, and I nearly dyed my hair ginger.
He's
I
no.
used to get called Ed in the playground. Well, that was secondary school. In
playground.
Just at lunch and just in general, people would be like, "All right, Ed," and I'd actually respond and say, "All right," because actually made me feel a little warm inside.
I'm surprised that you didn't change your name to Ed. I thought Ed Sheeran was the reason why you picked up a guitar, not Ricky Gervais.
No, I know, it's quite shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was Ricky Gervais. Well, initially, I got into violin because of a movie, Master and Commander, where the characters are playing their violin, but then they turn them on their sides and play them like ukuleles.
Were you any good at violin?
I wouldn't say so.
Me neither. I fully have a violin at my parents'.
I feel like I could pick one up now, maybe. I remember where most of the notes are. I feel like I could play it better than I did then, just because I have a bit more of an understanding of music. But I didn't realise, because it was the way they turned the violins on the side and started drumming them, that not drumming them, like strumming them. That's the word. We are a bit merry here.
Yeah. God, I'm having to turn around so I can burp. It's
yeah,
really bad.
I'm watching her.
Shut up! Stop watching me! Don't look at me! Oh.
But yeah, Ed Sheeran was a prying time. I had during that time I had one interaction with him when I saw him live, dressed like him, wearing his Ed Sheeran hoodie.
God.
And he does this beautiful cover of Nina Simone's "Be My Husband," and he said he was at this jazz festival, and he doesn't play any jazz, but that was the one song that was a bit jazzy, so he did a cover of it. And he asked the crowd, "Does anyone here know who Nina Simone is?" And there was about 2 other people who were like, "Woo!" put their hand up. And then I frantically rose my hand, waving about him, and said, "Yeah!" And then he looked at me and frowned at me.
Stop it.
No, genuinely, that's the only ever interaction I've had with Ed Sheeran. He looked straight into my eyes, frowned at me, and I could hear what was going on in his mind. Like, "You have no clue who she is." Because he just saw me.
Do you actually know who Nina Simone is?
I do now, yeah. I have a rough idea.
So you didn't then?
Well, no, I only knew her because he did a cover of one of her songs. So technically I knew.
Are you kidding?
That was it. Yep. I just wanted some attention from Ed Sheeran
you
when I was 17. You were just a little
attention whore for Ed Sheeran, weren't you?
I was.
You love Ed Sheeran so much, go marry him.
Oh, well, he's married, darling.
Oh, what a shit. I'll have to be second best then, won't I? Oh, no.
Always will be. I am getting an open mouth stare right now.
No, he's sleeping on the
just
sofa
jokes,
tonight.
Babe. What? Back to legends of the past.
Yeah, so
in the 50s, Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly.
Buddy
what
Holly.
A beautiful person. He was incredible. Do you know anything about Buddy Holly?
Not really, actually.
Okay, that's him. I have one of his full collections, 30. Sorry, I keep pushing myself away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard to get comfy. Yeah, that's him. He did. There's a bit of a debate, I think, who wrote Blue Suede Shoes, but
yeah?
I'm sure it was Buddy Holly. You might know he did. What's that quite famous song? Oh shit! Just type in songs. Song list. He did Every Day. Oh, Buddy Holly was. Yeah, he was incredible.
Yeah.
Amazing artist. He kind of inspired. Obviously from rock and roll, and I'm pretty sure. Who was it influences? The Carter family. They were pretty well known.
Yeah.
Hank Williams, Jimmy Rogers, Hank Snow, Bob Wills.
Because I remember you did something about influences and stuff at uni, didn't you?
Yeah, we had to. What they said would be good for our performance and our songwriters and just to know was it's like one of those like
our
family trees.
Influences.
Yeah, so we take our main influence and we find out 2 of their influences, and then you find those influences and take 2 of theirs, and then you find their influences and write 2 of theirs, and it's like a little family tree of influences.
God, that's a lot of influences.
Many times I just said influences. I'm a bit
influence.
So.
Then we have Ella Fitzgerald,
I
who
have
obviously
no idea
at
who she is.
last my love has come along. My lonely days are over.
Ella Fitzgerald.
And life is like a song. That one.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was gorgeous.
Was it nice in your ears?
It was.
Did it
I'm
give
the
you
one.
The tingles?
It did. Yes, in this, I am the one who's got the headphones. I'm keeping an eye on the mix, making sure it's okay.
Because he's definitely more technologically, musically inept.
Inept.
No, ept than I am.
Yes. Music technologically intelligent.
That's the one.
Yeah. I've done it it's my 6th year. If I had no idea what I was doing, then I feel sorry for Glasgow.
I've only been using Logic for about 2 years, and which is what we were recording on. So
this is. I've been using it this is my 6th year using Logic. Oh, she wrote Cry Me a River.
Yeah, Cry Me a River.
She was noted for purity of tone, impeccable diction, phrasing, timing, intonation, and horn-like improvisational ability, particularly in her scats. She's a scat singer as well.
Yeah, she
fantastic.
She does like jazz and stuff.
Anyway, next on our list, one of my all-time favorite. Chuck Berry. Incredibly, beautifully crazy and intelligent.
I know nothing about Chuck Berry.
What did Chuck Berry die from? Oh, that's very sad. Wait, what?
What?
He died in 2017.
Yeah.
God, he must have lived a beautiful. One of my other favourite songs from Chuck Berry was "No Particular Place to Go." It had this beautiful comedy aspect to it, where in the song he's talking about just driving along with no particular place to go with a girl like of his dreams, his partner, the person he's seeing who he really feels love for.
And
they're
thanks
just
for
driving.
me with that, babes.
That's all right. And they're just driving along, no particular way to go. They're just having a nice car journey. And there's a point where they stop and they look at something in there. I forgot if they're about to get out the car or I think they're kids. She whispers something in his ear, and he's trying to unfasten his safety belt, but it won't budge. But he puts that in the song, and it works beautifully. There's this beautiful timing of it, but it's just comedy in a song. So Chuck Berry was just the full package of it. This is Wikipedia being not so great. He says, was an American singer, songwriter, and guitarist who pioneered rock and roll.
It was Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Did Elvis? It wasn't seven.
It definitely wasn't Elvis.
It was not Elvis. But Chuck Berry, he definitely. He didn't pioneer it, but he definitely
helped it.
He definitely helped it
evolve
and progress into what we know as classic late 50s to early 60s rock and roll, I would say.
Should we get some more booze?
We should. Should we have a quick... Should we pause
We're going to have a quick intermission.
Should we pause it?
Yes. Back.
And we're back with a new drink.
Yeah, we've now got Parma Violet Gin and Lemonade.
It is going down quite swimmingly.
It's a very nice drink, I tell you.
It really is. Yeah, we've moved from the breakfast drink to
the lunch drink.
The early afternoon drink.
We're literally having a liquid lunch.
Genuinely. We did have French toast and maple bacon for breakfast.
we had a team effort.
It was a good team effort.
We had a team effort. I made the French toast.
And I made the maple bacon. No, it's not your average maple bacon where you just cook some bacon and you put some maple syrup
in it. This isn't the food podcast.
No, I know, but I'm gonna make it for the next 60 seconds. I'm gonna do a little food intervention. It's a recipe I got from the incredibly esteemed Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, I love him.
Where to make real maple bacon from scratch without maple syrup, it's just a bit of oil, usually any kind of oil, maybe sunflower oil. We use vegetable oil today. A bit of butter, salt, pepper, and some sugar. Put that on a high heat. Mix it around until it starts bubbling. Put it just slightly lower than high heat, and then you put your bacon in. And as you know, this is the second time you've had it. And
it is pretty yummy.
Good maple bacon.
This is this part of the this segment of the podcast is the What Did We Last Have for Our Meal podcast. And next week we will talk about what we had before the podcast at this little section. So I think it's quite nice.
Before the podcast?
Yeah, because obviously we're going to eat before the podcast.
Because we're getting pretty merry at...
Pretty merry. Wankered.
24, yeah.
God, can you get ready in a minute?
We do. So we're beautifully treating this podcast as our pre-drinks for
We're going to a
out.
gig after
We're
this.
going to the Louisiana in Bristol to watch. Do you remember the name of the band that's actually headlining? It's their EP launch.
Crooked Tongue, sorry.
Crooked Tongue.
Yeah, so obviously this podcast will be out after the EP launch, but you can still listen to their EP.
Yeah, go and listen to it. They're probably great. We've never heard of them.
No. So it'll be really
the only reason we are going is because the band's supporting Beautiful Burp.
yeah,
by the way,
Miss Kill.
Is Miss Kill.
And
one
we
of
love
my
them.
beautiful. They are a female duo. One is on drums and one is a guitarist and singer. And for just a guitarist and a drum, they kill it.
So we're really, really excited.
Pun intended.
They miskill it.
They miskill it. I feel bad. I don't know what the drummer's name is. I've been introduced to her a couple times now.
They're sisters as well.
No, they're not.
Are they not?
I don't think so.
They look like sisters.
I know.
Bear with.
But
Are they sisters? They said they were sisters.
Oh, I might be wrong then. But Alana Jackson is the singer and guitarist of Miss Kill, and she's incredible. She's been gigging since...
Sister duo! Suck my ass!
But they are an incredible sister duo. For a guitarist and drummer band that doesn't have a bassist, because that's where a lot of those duos lack, is the bass. And I've heard one other band that were just a guitarist and a drummer, but they had a backing track of a bass, so it kept the bass in.
Which is different, because obviously the band that I was in, it was a guitarist and a bassist and me, and we had a drum backing.
Yeah. And then
Rip Girls.
And then there's my band, which is...
Yeah, the 75?
97s.
That's it.
We call ourselves the 97s because we're all born in 97. So it was a nice little... We were going to be called Shut Up James.
I actually prefer that name.
Yeah.
If you're a part of the 97s, please name yourself Shut Up James instead, because it's very accurate. Shut Up James.
Thank you. Anyway. But it was... we're doing cool. I'm electric guitar, loop pedal, and kind of backing vocals. Though the next few songs we're gonna do, I think we got Liv Powell, Liv Katz, not Liv Powell. Jesus,
Got the name right.
I know, right? Jesus. Liv Katz, who is our singer, incredible songwriter. Oh my god, the melodies she writes and top lines she writes are incredible. She Yeah, I think we're going to go more bit back and forth for the next bit.
No way.
And we got
excited.
Joe. Oh, God, he told me his last name not long ago.
It's Joe.
Just Joe. He's got a beanie. He's got a bit of a beard.
He cool.
He's a nice lad. He's a good lad. I love him. He's just happy to be there, sort of thing.
It's trippy the fact that you're all born in 97, though.
No, yeah, that was quite fun. We're not all in the same year. One of us is in the other year, because school works. We know that. That is our band. We've got couple tracks. We've got 4 songs actually. None of them on SoundCloud. None of them on Spotify. So I don't know why I'm mentioning them. Anyway, back to 70 years ago.
Is it 70?
Yeah, we're in 2021, darling. This is
Another
1950s.
fun fact. I did my maths GCSE 7 times. I still haven't got it.
And I did A-level maths.
So if we have kids...
They're going to be really smart, really dumb.
Yeah.
I think one's going to be really smart, one's going to be really dumb.
Thanks,
like
James.
Yeah, we've just got to the point where we're quite merry now, I would say. I'm feeling quite merry.
I'm almost at the point of tunnel vision.
Something hurts in my mouth. I don't know what it is.
It's me.
Yeah, we are getting quite merry now.
Yeah, a lot of this is probably going to have to get cut, but it's fine.
I think it's fine.
Anyway. So...
Back to 1950s.
We're at Little Richard, because we've talked about Elvis Presley.
I have no idea. Oh, no, I know.
Little Richard is the guy who did Tutti Frutti.
Pass me my laptop.
Tutti Frutti! A bit of a tangent, but also still relevant. So there was an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race.
RuPaul. Shout out to RuPaul.
If RuPaul's not going to listen.
I know. I don't want her to listen.
Anyway. So,
Stop fracking! Anyway.
Fracking?
Yeah, RuPaul's a fracker. She does fracking.
Anyway.
She's not... Like, I love her, but... Come on.
I'm really confused. Anyway.
You know what fracking is, don't you?
Yeah, it's the mines and shit, innit?
Yeah, where they mine oil instead of like taking oil from oil.
Anyway, this
Little
is
Richard.
Little Richard. So anyway, someone from Drag Race. I can't remember her name. I think it might have been Kennedy Michaels.
Yeah.
Look it up.
What, on Drag Race?
She did it on Snatch Game. She did Little Richard.
Oh yeah, they are Kennedy Davenport.
That's it. Kennedy Davenport did
Richard.
Little Richard on Snatch Game in one of the All Star seasons. And she did it really well. And she was like, "Ah woo!" And it was really, really funny. So anyway, we love Drag Race in this house, don't we?
Mhm. Oh, we do.
Yeah.
But Little Richard died in 2020.
Did he?
Born 1932, died 2020. He was 87.
Oh my god! Did he die of COVID?
What did he die of? Bone cancer.
Next week we're going to be talking about addiction.
Addiction in music.
Yes,
And
specifically because there's a lot of addiction within the music industry.
And not just to drugs.
Yeah.
Not just to drugs, legal drugs.
Mhm.
You know, also sex addiction. There's a lot of artists who suffer with sex addiction. Yeah. I got something to tell you, but I will tell you after this podcast because it is classified.
Right. Okay.
It's classified. No, it is anyway.
So
You'll definitely cut this, right?
of course I will.
Cool.
'Cause it's for next week. No, I'm joking.
No. Anyway.
But yeah. So
Little Richard.
Richard. He did Tutti Frutti and stuff like that. He was like,
yeah, we got introduced to him at uni.
what?
Not him. He wasn't alive when I was at uni. When I started uni. No, we
Because you started 2020.
Yeah, end of 2020. We talked about him when we talked about black culture and origins of music in black culture. I mean, basically
Not
one of the
gonna lie, I'm
biggest.
a bit wankered.
Yeah, we're getting there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like the only problem I find with a lot of music we listen to today, and a lot of the music, because a lot of modern music has been introduced and originated in society, was around the 1950s, like late 1940s, in the 50s and early 60s. A lot of it was just based off of black culture. It's so much music has been created and originated from black culture. Us white people are horrible. Really.
God.
A lot of white musicians who know I'm going off on one. A lot of people in white culture back then basically just stole a lot of music that originated with black culture.
Well, yeah, because obviously there was a lot of oppression going back in those
Just sad.
eras specifically. Well, because really, segregation, that's the word I was looking for.
Jim Crow laws, yeah.
Those didn't really stop until like the 80s.
They didn't. Wait, let's not.
And then like lynching as well, that didn't stop until the 80s.
Yep. Fruit hanging from a tree. Who wrote that?
This is why we need the Alexa.
From a tree. Well, I am being the Alexa right now. Fruit from a tree. No. Jim Crow. That helped if I type that in. Strange Fruit. That was the song. The woman sings. Oh, it's Billie Holiday. We were just talking about her.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about Billie Holiday.
The song's called Strange Fruit, and some of the lyrics. Well, it's just basically about how, blood on the leaves and blood at the root, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. I feel like we have got to the point where we are extremely merry.
Yeah, so Fats Domino was a man.
He was a cool dude.
Wrote that.
And we've got to 4:00 on a Saturday.
God.
We are, as previously mentioned, we are off to Louisiana. We are off to Louisiana to see Crooked Tongue and their EP launch party, but we don't know who they are.
Yeah, Crooked Tongue.
We're
with
very
support from Taipan and the brilliant Miss Kill.
Oh, the absolutely phenomenal Miss Kill. They are incredible. Much love, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Next week, we're going to be talking about addiction in the music industry.
And we have a lot to say about that.
We have a lot.
Yep.
Okie dokie. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week, guys.